to another episode of Mark in the Morning.
Schools and Net's Homeroom.
And this is episode 2 on
Blackboard Collaborate Web Conferencing.
I am so excited. This is like my favorite tool. I just love this new tool.
Whoa, okay.
It's awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you're easily excitable.
Yeah, I know. So what are we doing today?
I'm going to show you what you need to know to run your class, your online live session with your students.
Live session. So you're going to show me how to create it.
Yep.
You're going to show me how to launch it.
Yeah, how to get in there.
And how to get content up there.
Maybe.
How to like talk and present and do all that?
Well, I don't like to listen to you, so I'm not going to show you how to talk.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And remember, this is only the second episode. We do have another episode coming, so we're not going to show you all the features. We're pretty much just going to show you some of the basic stuff so you can get up and running, and then we'll show you maybe some of the more advanced features, especially the whiteboard.
Ooh.
Come the next episode.
That's next time.
Okay.
We don't want to melt your brains.
So let's get started.
Episode. Okay.
Let's go.
All right. Okay. So we need to show them how to.
We gotta create a session. Come on.
Okay. All right. Slow down. Slow down. Okay.
It's one of those days.
It's okay. I'm good now. So what they need to do is they need to go to one of their Blackboard courses.
They gotta go to the Blackboard.
Go to your Blackboard course and look for the tools link.
Yeah, just remember all the tools, whether it be a Blackboard tool or any of our tools that we have from our third-party providers, will always be found there.
Yeah, you won't find Mark. He is a tool, but you won't find
and they're in alphabetical order, so the Blackboard Collaborate should be up top.
Under the B.
Under the B.
The Blackboard. There it is. So tools.
Tools.
Blackboard Collaborate.
That's it.
Okay.
I'm
going to go
in
there.
Let's go. Let's create a session.
All right.
Come on.
So now we need to create ourselves a session.
That's correct.
Blue buttons, that's what we're looking for right now.
Now, if you remember from our last episode, this is a scheduled base system compared to creating a room that's kind of open or just closed. So this is where things change a little bit, so let's go ahead and do that.
Okay, so I'm going to create a session, okay, and it's going to ask me questions.
What's named the
form-based screen like anywhere else in Blackboard. You want to give it a name, maybe it's office hours, let's say. Who do you want to be able to access it?
Yep.
People from just one course or your other
multiple courses?
Yeah.
Correct.
Now, this one is key.
That's the key.
Yeah.
This is the session-based thing.
Right. You need to put dates and times in.
Yes.
Okay? If you've got a Wimber head on you, you'll be tempted to just hit submit here. Problem is, if we look at this, how I have it right now, it has a 1 hour time frame.
Correct.
If I were to come back after that hour, it would be gone.
You're shut off. Yep,
yeah,
it's gone.
So you've really got to, this is the key piece right here.
Yeah, and of course you do see the next session or part there too, that you have allow 15 minutes early. So people could actually start entering at 11 or 10:45.
Yeah.
But the room's going to close at 12.
Yeah, and we strongly recommend doing the early session entry mostly for you more than anything else, because remember, you need to put your content up after you've created the room.
Now, if they're in the classroom, it's not going to shut it down at 12. It'll keep going beyond that, but the link to get into the classroom, to launch it, will go away at 12.
So let's say you have students in the classroom at 11:59, 12, they'll stay in, but a new student comes along, 12:01, won't be able to get in, so keep that in mind. Yeah. So pick your times here. Let's say you're doing a 1 hour session.
Mark, I don't want to have to do that every week.
You don't?
No.
Well, it's a good thing there's a repeat session.
Oh, okay.
It's like they've got into your mind.
I'll tell you what.
And after they got terrified of what was in there, then they went and they looked to see what things you wanted in Blackboard Collaborate.
Hey, I know what this guy needs, and I'm putting it in there.
And he was like, repeat. I need it repeated. So here you'll see, you can repeat it daily, weekly, whatever it is.
Yep.
So let's say I wanted to do repeat every, once a week.
Whatever.
I don't know.
You have lots of options there.
I'll do weekly. I'm going to do every Tuesday, and I'm going to repeat it on the 1 week. Yeah. There we go. And then I can repeat until, and I can put in,
date,
let's
time,
say the rest
Christmas,
of the semester.
Yep.
Let's say I'll put it in. I'm just picking random numbers right now. You get the basic idea.
Yeah.
Session, very, very important times, repeating.
Now, again, that's going to create multiple sessions.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not like one session's going to be just lit up and turned on. It'll create 9 or 10, how many there is within that time period, or the repeating capability. So it is a little bit different. That one session will go away after 12 o'clock, and then the other ones will pop up as you come along.
Yep, exactly.
Now, some other options here that we should really pay attention to and read over pretty quickly. Not as many as that was in Wimber, though. I mean, it's
not as
laid
many,
out a little simple.
But and it's not like you can't do the same stuff. It's definitely been simplified.
Yep.
You remember in Wimber, like the media settings are in like 4 different places.
Yeah.
It's just been nice, and it's a little bit more elegant, a little bit more simplified.
Yep.
So we got recording. Do you want it to record as soon as the session starts? Remember, it's session based.
That's right.
So if you do automatic recording, it's not like it's going to record forever.
Nope.
It's just going to record the session time.
Correct.
So do you want to choose to record, or do you want to record automatically?
Or disable, and I highly suggest not doing that.
You probably wouldn't want to do that. And then you've got your simultaneous speakers. We talked about that in the other episode. You can have up to 6 speakers.
And same with the video.
Yep, and this is one of those things where there's no real detriment to turning it down, because remember, you can disable student speaking and all that.
Pretty much.
Supervision, the moderated chat, we talked about that before.
You want to be able to see the private chatting, you want to make sure you turn that on. And then do the people have permission to the whiteboard and everything when they enter the room?
Yeah.
I'm pretty much a big fan of doing that.
Yeah. And that was similar to Wimber as well.
Yep.
Raise hand on entry. Somebody must have asked for that somewhere along the way.
Don't know why I do that.
I'm 100% sure what that is, but it's in there. You do get a little notification when the students come in the room, just so you know. This one is a good one if you want guest access.
That's right. If you do not turn this on, and if you remember from our last episode, basically you could get a link anytime from Wimba if you had guests on, and you could just send it out. Right. Where here you have to turn that on, so it'll allow you to do the invitation from inside the session.
That comes back to the session-based nature.
That's right.
You don't have one single link to send people. It's per session, so keep that in mind. And then you can choose. This is something that's probably good for K-12, really, because of like FERPA and things like that. Yeah. What this does is if somebody goes in and watches a recording of a session, it removes the names of the people. Right. Now, Wimba did that. There was no option. It just did it.
Yep.
So here, if you did want to show the names, it's nice because you could show who said what, that type of thing.
So it's up to you.
I'm going to leave it off because I'm happy with people seeing the names, because I'm not going to talk about grades
Come on,
or anything.
hurry up. We gotta get into a session.
I got to hit submit. Someone's trying to call me on pronto and I can't deal with it. So I hit submit. I have to see. I've talked for so long now that my session is in the future. So let me
look at that.
Do this quick. Okay, submit. You can see how the session-based thing is starting to play already. What happened now was I was rambling for so long.
You went beyond the time of 11 o'clock, and boom,
And there's the session. Okay, right there. Now we'll notice. The exact time right now that we're recording is 11:03.
Yep.
I allowed 15 minutes early to get in, and it's at 11:30. So notice I can't even click that link.
You can't get on there yet.
Yep. So when 11:15 comes along, this will become a link. People can go in. Yep. Okay. All you do to go in is you click the link, and then it just launches. Yep. It's pretty simple.
But we already have a session launched, so we can demonstrate some stuff. How about it, Mark?
The first time you log in, kind of like Wimba. You want to be a little bit patient. It may take a minute or so for the classroom to download all the bits and the applets and all that stuff. So be patient the first time you go in. Second time, you'll probably be okay. So once it launches, this is what you're going to see. Okay, we're getting there.
We're getting video. Come on.
This is what you're going to see. And let's talk about audio and text and communication.
Yeah.
First thing you might want to do.
First thing you want to do is probably run the wizard.
Yeah.
Again, once you've run the wizard once and your computer's up and running, you won't do this again. And to find that really quickly, right above the video and talk area, you'll see a little icon there with the little wand and so forth, where you can actually click and start that. Remember, the wizard is inside the program compared to Wimba, which was outside.
And Wimba also prompted you to run the wizard the first time in. Collaborate doesn't. Now, what we have found is Collaborate is quite good at detecting the equipment and all that stuff.
Yeah, we have less problems actually.
But if not, you can click the wand, or if you want, you can click the microphone. I mean, that would work too, because it is a microphone. Yeah. So you click the microphone. And then,
I think it's a wand.
Yeah, that's fine. You treat microphones like magic wands, so because you can weave magic with a microphone. We all know this. I'm not going to go through it in detail, but it's essentially your standard wizard. Do this, do that, talking to your microphone, listen to your speakers, blah, blah, blah. Don't have that kind of patience.
Now, as far as the audio and the video, it's very much like Blackboard IM, used to be Pronto, where you have a talk button and you have a video button. So you decide what you want to transmit. What's different about the talk button compared to Wimba was you had to either click and hold the talk button or the control key, where this is a switch, either turn it on, turn it off. So you click once, it's on, and then you click again to turn it off.
Exactly.
So it works different than the Wimba classroom.
Yeah, and this may affect you with your students. If you had students talking in the Wimba classroom, you've probably trained them, click and hold, let go. They'll do the same thing, but when they let go, it won't turn the mic off.
Or when they click and turn it on, they forget to turn it off.
Exactly.
And that's
so we're expecting you may have some situations where students don't realize their mics are turned back on. So you might want to do a little bit of training with that. But there you can see Mark is sending his video. You look like Godzilla in this one.
Now I'm the only one sending video, so he sees it majorly. When he starts sending his video, his video will pop up, and then you'll see the actual small videos being sent down below. Now,
yeah, I'm tiny,
since I was first, mine's there. If you would to start talking, and we have follow the speaker on, it would then move.
Yeah. So this switches from one to one. You hit your talk, close your talk off there. So you can get who's
My talk's on
the
now.
primary speaker versus who's the secondary speaker, and so on and so forth.
Yep.
And we only have recording on my machine, but you get the basic idea. Yep. So, okay. Video.
And of course, the participants, which if you use the Wimba Classroom, everything was kind of down at the bottom that we're speaking about, where this is all over on the side.
Yeah, minor difference.
And the participants are over there. It's in a scrollable fashion, but you can readjust those windows. You can do that in the Wimba Classroom. So.
Yeah, you can also pop the windows off, and if you want a lot of detail, we have an online training that shows you how to do it.
Far as raising the hand, pretty simple. You have a hand tool there. The check marks, where you actually had a check or an X, they're under a drop-down menu now.
Yeah, yes, no, or none.
It's pretty much same.
Got your emoticons.
Emoticons, and so forth.
And then somewhat similar to the Wimba Classroom, you can control whether students have the ability to turn on their voice, whatever it is. In the Wimba Classroom, you had to click those little checks and X's. Here, you just right-click.
Yeah.
And you can do it there.
And also at the top of the list, if you want to clear all the raised hands or clear all the yes, no's, and so forth, there's a drop-down list there. Those are the things that you can activate, inactivate, and so forth. Kind of the same way. It's just a different button in a different area.
Yeah, just
same way.
At the bottom, it's just sort of kind of going like this. That's all that's really happened. So it's pretty simple. Text chat, pretty easy.
Text chat, yes. Now this is a little different because you can see that it actually mimics the Blackboard IM, or again used to be Pronto, where you have a tab-based structure. You can see that by default you have a room chat where everybody can participate in. You have a moderator chat, meaning if you had more than 2 teachers in here, you could chat with just the teachers.
Yep.
And then you have, if you're chatting privately with somebody, with the private chatting, you'll see that they'll have a tab there, and you can chat privately with that person.
Nice, because in the Wimba Classroom, it was all mixed together.
Yes.
So if you're having a big conversation, somebody private messages you, it's gone in seconds. So.
And if you're on a different tab and somebody's chatting with you, your tab will light up just like Blackboard IM.
Yep.
Or it used to be Pronto, and so you'll know that somebody just sent something there even if you're not on that tab.
Yeah, exactly.
So it works basically the same way.
Yeah, so all communication, there's your text, your voice, your video.
Mark, how do we present? Come on, I need to show some content.
You do? You have content?
I have content.
I stole it from somebody else. Very similar to Wimba. The only difference is that the button looks a little different.
I love
content.
The button. I love it.
Load
it makes
content.
sense.
So I'm going to click that button there in the top right. It'll accept PowerPoints here. So I find my PowerPoint, click open. And we talked about how you have to have PowerPoint or OpenOffice in the last episode. That'll grab my PowerPoint, convert it to images, and drop it onto the whiteboard. So
you can see it's waiting to start PowerPoint. So again, the conversion process requires the software on your machine.
Yep. Exactly.
Unlike Wimba Classroom, it didn't. It would just upload it.
Classroom, you just copy the file up, and they would do the conversion on the server side.
I stopped my video there. So.
There you go.
Okay, now you can see that it's uploading. The one thing you definitely want to do is make sure you come into your session a little early, and you want to preload this because again, you can't do this without being in the session. You have to do that from within the session. So as a teacher, you want to make sure you get in there, get your content up before you're ready to start that class. That's one of the downsides I see.
Yeah, especially if you have big PowerPoints. If you have 50 slides, something like that, you might want to go in half an hour.
And it all depends on your upload speeds too. That's a big, some people have much higher upload speeds if you're working with Fios or something like that compared to a cable company or a DSL that might have lower upload
And the only benefit to it using PowerPoint on your machine is that it converts it first.
Correct.
So it squashes it first and then uploads it.
Yes,
whereas in the
which is
Wimba
nice.
Classroom, it uploaded it and then squashed it. So it actually, in some ways, works better. It depends on the speed of your computer. But so once you have your PowerPoint uploaded, there you get this little page explorer. Allows you to move.
Pretty much the same way that you had on the left-hand side with Wimba, except that Wimba had the structure, the different folders that you could click on a folder and click go.
Yep.
This is no go because everything you upload, if he uploaded another PowerPoint right now, it'd be all in that same area.
Just be listed right at the bottom.
Yep.
So I've got all my slides. You see, one thing that is nice about it is it has a little preview of the slides. You don't have to do that pop-out preview like you did in Wimba. And then one thing I'm going to point out too is if the Page Explorer is kind of in the way, if you just hit the X, it just drops it up here.
Correct.
And then you've still got got your left and your right. You still get your drop down. You just don't have your little slide.
Yeah, you can move through your PowerPoint with just using the arrow keys without having to look at the slides. If you do need to go pick out a slide or go back to a slide, you can always drop that back down and find the slide that you want without even having to click the preview. So that is nice.
Yes. So don't let that get in your way. It's pretty simple. Okay, that's it. That's how you present. So you just have your talk on.
Great.
Your video going.
Yeah.
Got your thing.
Can I record it?
Sure.
How?
I don't know. Oh, look at that. There's a record button right in the top right.
And I even like record better than archive.
You do?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't like archive
really
at all, personally.
I don't.
Archive makes me think of like dusty old libraries.
I know. It's like, well, that's that. I want to record it. I don't want to archive it.
Yeah, you know a little secret. I've not been using the word archive for a long time, so I've been confusing people.
Oh, there you go.
They like record your session. I was like, there's no record button.
Yeah.
There's only an archive button.
That's right.
Well, look who's laughing now. Now there's a record button, so it's beginning to pay off. So you click record, you click OK. Remember, you also had the option to turn on automatic recording too, which was back we talked about earlier on. When you're done, click OK. And then what that'll do is it'll drop a link to that recording back in your Tools and Blackboard Collaborate area, back in your Blackboard class. Yeah, that's how it works.
One bad thing, no downloadable in the recordings. No MP4, MP3 capabilities, but you can watch those recordings.
And stay tuned, because there are going to be some solutions to that coming pretty soon. If you really do want MP4 downloadable content, we can talk to you about it.
Yeah, it's just a little harder.
Yes, a little harder.
Last thing, if I want to invite somebody to my classroom that might be a guest speaker or something like that, and of course they don't have a Blackboard account, they can't get in, or they're not part of Pronto for the spontaneous launching or whatever it may be. How do I do that, Mark?
So main thing is make sure you have that turned on. That option needs to be checked when you set up your session. Then you just go into Tools. You go to In-Session Invite. That's what it's called. Invite new participant. And there you go.
There it is. And all you have to do is say compose an email, and it'll launch your email, and boom. And it'll send out the link and any information you put in there to the person you want it to go to.
And really all you need is that web link there. Remember the session-based nature.
Yes.
If you send somebody that link and you want them to come in next Wednesday,
it won't work.
It won't work.
Because that's for this session. That link's for this session, not the room. There's no room. There's a session base.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's it. So there you go. You should now be able.
I'm ready to go.
To go and teach.
I'm going to start
a live session.
Yeah.
No excuses.
Yeah, and again, remember, we have the archives from our webinars that we've done. You can always go and check those out if you want to see some even more advanced features that we didn't cover.
Detail.
Yeah, and our next episode is going to cover the whiteboard technologies that we're really excited about, so stay tuned for that. I want to thank everyone for watching another episode of Mark and Mark in the Morning.
BSN Homeroom.
Have a great day.